Let's make a charger, okay? All right, so this is a Dollar Tree charger. They don't always have these little faux wood ones, but I like these. They're not as slick, but anyway, I like them just like they are. But we're gonna paint it. We're gonna paint it, and we're gonna stamp with the Fruitful Harvest. All right, so let's get started. I thought I had one already painted up. So let me just show you all the steps. Okay. So I'm just using a chalk style paint just because it will stick to this better. It's got a little booger in there. I'll just have to get it on the next go round. So it's going to need 2 coats. Okay. All right, so I'm going to just roll out some rice paper. All right, I get this at Hobby Lobby. It's just in a roll. All right, let me get another plate real quick. I have them all in my storage down here. So what I'm going to do, and I've got a piece of plastic under there. So I'm just going to put it down first of all and just kind of mark right around here. Actually, I'm going to mark a little out from there. And I'm doing it in pencil because I may have to erase. I just don't know. Never know. And the reason I'm doing it out further is because, when it dips down, it may need a little more paper than the plate size. I hope that makes sense. Okay. And then, so I measure from and you don't have to do all this measuring. I just kind of want it centered and kind of know where my things are. So I know this is the middle of my plate. Okay. Let me just grab this one. So see, this is the middle of my plate right here. Is where it starts. But see how I've got it kind of overlapping right in here? Okay. So, kind of measure, and I think last time, and I'm just going to this line right here, actually, that I drew. So it's like 2.5, I guess. Okay. So, let me move this back. And y'all, all of this is because I'm just anal about where I want to put stuff. It doesn't have to be, exact, but it just gives me an idea where the center of my plate is, okay? And I'm not going to do a whole circle just because, like I said, I may have to erase a little bit. And these are just markers for me when I'm stamping. Okay, let me just do this one real quick. All right, so y'all probably can't even see those little dashes, but it helps me kind of just know where I am, okay, with my stamps. Okay, when you're masking, whatever you want in the forefront, okay, you lay down first. All right, you lay down first. So, I want some leaves down at the bottom right here. All right, so I'm going to start with this one, actually, right here. Okay, so, and I'm going to use my brayer because I do like the brayer. All right, and then I'm just going to, I may need to add some more ink. Hold on. Does anybody else use the brayer? I don't know. I find it seems to be easier for me. All right, so now let me put my glasses on. I want this to kind of be in the middle. All right, again, here is where my center is. So I'm going to come down. I want to be down in the center just a little bit like this. Okay. Oh, you know what? I meant to put these on thin mounts. I think thin mounts would be good. Because I mean, this one was little and it was okay, but, you know, some of them are big, like the pumpkin. But it's okay. We'll get through it. All right. So we got that. Now I've got a leaf. I just want to make sure I get it good. Oh, okay. Here we go. Here's the masking. Okay. So where is this? Okay, so here's the mask for this, right? So you put it right on top of there. Okay, and I don't tape it. I just kind of try to be careful. Leave it like it is. And then I'm just going to come about right here. You could tape this, you know, like coming from here. You could put a little piece of tape there if you needed to. Okay, I always thought ink would just really smear, but it actually does great. Okay, so I'm going to put this back down. Wait, let me wipe that off a little bit. Okay. It helped I turned it around correctly. That was my problem. So you lay this back down. That's the thing. You have to keep laying the stuff back down, but it's not hard. So whatever you want first. Whatever you want in front goes first. Just try to remember that. Front goes first. Okay, so now I need to find the mask for that leaf. Okay, so this... Is that it? Right here. Y'all, I'm so sorry. So sorry. Okay, so you're going to put this down. All right, then we move to the next leaf. It's actually 2 leaves in one. Okay, I'm going to put this one on. That's the leaf for that. So now I want this one kind of centered. And of course, no 2 are going to be exactly the same. I just kind of want them to be a little level. Drop it. Yeah, look at my hands. They are just terrible. I've been spray painting and... I do love the masking. I love this technique. It does require just a little bit of thinking. You just kind of, even if you had to just write down the order of your stamps, you could do that. Okay. Lift that down, lift that up. Okay. Okay, now for the little pumpkin, because I want it in front of the big pumpkin. Okay. All right. Got me nervous. Should not have drank coffee before I came on here. Okay, so I want it, let's see, I want the leaf in front of the pumpkin. So I'm gonna go right here. Okay, so I try to hold it. I do like how the ink has really nice detail. I usually use paint and it works great as well, but this a little more crisp, I guess I should say. A little more crisp. find the little pumpkin. Okay, so here's the little pumpkin mask. Now, I want my pumpkin behind this one, but I also want something coming over the pumpkin, okay? So see where, I gotta quit handling this because I'm getting stuff on it. But see how I got this little leaf part coming over the pumpkin. So this has to come first, okay? Because it's in front. So I just have to kind of imagine where my pumpkin is going to be, and that's what these little inside lines are helping me for, because I think I kind of kept it close to the inside. But anyway, so here is that piece, and I'm just going to do half of it. Now, if you didn't want to stamp on the rice paper, you could just, of course, you could just be careful with your stamp when stamping over the grooves. I have done that. I'll make sure I got this good. Or you could just stay in the middle. Just stay in the middle of your pumpkin. I mean, your plate. I'm so sorry. Stay in the middle of your plate. Let me see if I can grab this in a spot. All right, so I'm envisioning my pumpkin. All right, so I'm gonna kind of go here. All right, so there's that. Okay, let's find that piece, the mask. Okay, so there's that. Now, for the big pumpkin. What is that? I hope y'all can see. Okay. Pretty big. And I always get some right there in the middle, so I'm gonna have to get that off. All right, so I'm gonna take a little, I don't know where that little rag was I had, the little baby wipes. Is this it? I'm just going to remove this piece or bit that okay. Okay. All right. Now I want it to be kind of even with the little pumpkin, right? I may have shifted a few of these things, but I don't think that's really going to matter. I hope not anyway. So, of course, the big pumpkin was the very last thing. Because that's what's in the very front. No. It's in the very back. See how it's confusing? Okay. And there we go. So let me turn that around. I'm going to cut that off. Where's my scissors? Oh. Again, I get this at Hobby Lobby, and this is like the little textured side. That's the side you stamp on. Okay. Let me turn this around. So this is our, so now this is our, so you can do this on anything. It doesn't have to be on just, rice paper or whatever. You could do it on a board, canvas, whatever you want to do it on. All right, so let me just cut out around the, this is the line I drew like a little bit wider than the whole plate. And I just did that to make sure I had enough paper. Now, I'm going to tell you on my other one that I did spray a fixative, that's what it's called, over the ink just because I had never inked before and I didn't know about decoupaging it right away. All right, so see these little marks that I made on here? You can actually erase them, but that's why, but use a white eraser. Don't get one of those red erasers because it would probably leave a red mark, okay? All right, so I'm just gonna rub the decoupage medium on here. I like these plates with the texture. I don't know what it is. They just seem to do better, but any of it would work. And you can also spray paint. I spray painted a few as well. So whatever, but make sure they have a primer. The spray paint has a primer. Okay, so here we go. Now we're just going to take our piece and just kind of, this isn't like it's sticky, so you have a little bit of, you can move it around. But see what I'm talking about right here? I wanted to make sure I had enough, and I really want that stem to kind of be, I really want my pumpkin in the middle. That's what I'm trying to say. But see that paper, you got to have enough paper over there. I came very close, so I'm just going to go ahead and move it up just a tad. This was one of my practice papers, but I just still wanted to show you. Okay. This looks okay. And I just rubbed some ink on there, but that's okay. Just showing you. Now this is going to have just a little bit of wrinkles around this part. So that's another reason just to do the center if you don't. But look, it ended up looking good on this one. I mean, it's not too much, okay? All right. It's just because it's round. That's why it wrinkles up. Now you could take your time and tear it here and there, and that would help. All right, so I'm gonna put some more on top here. I'm pressing my brush around this edge as I go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get another sheet because I may forget. I was just moving it down, but who knows? Okay, now this is what I like to do. This helps with the wrinkles, but if you like a lot of them, don't do this. Okay, but I'm just taking my brayer, making sure, because this has a little ink on it. Well, it works better if you don't have ink on there. That's weird. Okay. I'm just going around that, see, if it's dry, it won't pull up your saran wrap. But this really does smooth it out. So then, okay, you just take that off. And see, it's real smooth right here in the middle. It's really smooth. Now, I'm not going to use that on here because, like I said, it's got ink on it. But, and I'm afraid to use this. I'm afraid it may have ink on it. So, I'm going to just take another piece of saran wrap. And then I'm just going to rub the sides like this. Just holding the saran wrap. Okay. Now I'm going to add one more coat of this on. So now you would take your a sanding block and you could just, and you sand downwards like this, okay? And you just go all the way around gently. And you may have to make 2 or 3 rounds, depending on how wet you got your paper. See, it'll start tearing right there. Like, oh, it'll start tearing like this, okay? And you just pull it apart. Once it dries, is when I added, you can add gilding wax or rub and buff or, you know, that liquid gold that the sisters like to use. Let me cover this ink up and store it upside down. That's when I just took some on a stick. Again, you don't have to do this. I'll do one little spot where I don't even know if it's dry enough to do it, but I'll just show you. I'll just show you on this one again. Okay? So I'm going to put this off to the side. This is it after it's dried. Okay, it's dry to the touch. And then I did I put, no, I didn't put another top coat on it. Got a piece of glitter on there though. So I just took my copper. This is a metallic paint, okay, and I just kind of do it on my stick, and the first thing I did was just kind of rub it around like this, just like that. And then after I got some on, I kind of came back and just tried to make it more of a straight line. It gets easier as you go, but I thought the copper and the black and white looked really good. So that is it, everyone. If you have any questions, let me know, okay? All right, guys. I will see you soon, okay? Bye. Have a great day.